When Savannah left my home at 2:45 on Saturday afternoon, she was well and healthy and walking on her own 2 feet.
We have enough probable cause with the evidence that we have, i.e. there's a newborn appearing Native American baby in your apartment.
That one sentence didn't just contradict her. It made her own story impossible. This taps directly into cognitive dissonance theory, the psychological pressure that builds when a suspect's account collides head-on with a fact they cannot reconcile. Brooke had rehearsed the timeline. She hadn't rehearsed for the baby in the room to become the evidence that unmade her entire alibi. But who was Savannah Graywind? And how did the woman one floor above her believe she could erase a mother and keep her child? Welcome, or welcome back, to our channel. Your single comment means more than you think. At 4:30 p.m., Norberta Graywind picked up the phone with her hands shaking. Her daughter had vanished into thin air, one floor above her own apartment. I begged them from the beginning, from the minute I called them. I pleaded with them, there's something wrong. You've got to do this now. Those words, spoken to police that day, would echo for a week while officers walked past evidence 3 separate times and found nothing. Now rewind. It's 1:15 p.m. A woman named Brooke Cruz knocks on the Graywind family's door. She needs help, a sewing project, she says, and she's willing to pay. Savannah, 22 years old and 8 months pregnant, agrees. She promises to be back by 2:30 to drive her younger brother to work. At 1:24 p.m., she texts her mother. Pizza's ordered. She's heading upstairs to help a neighbor. She's never heard from again. By 2:33, Norberta texts her daughter. No reply. She watches Brooke's boyfriend, William Hone, arrive home from work sometime before 2:40. Still nothing from Savannah. Her car sits untouched in the lot. Her wallet stays behind. Her phone goes silent. By 4 o'clock, Norberta climbs the same 24 steps her daughter climbed hours before and knocks on apartment number 5. Brooke answers. She says Savannah left a long time ago. Norberta doesn't believe her. Not for a second. Within the hour, that same terrible feeling drives her to call police. Officers arrive, search the apartment, and leave with nothing. They'll return twice more that weekend. Both times, they'll walk within feet of the truth and miss it entirely. Now, for the first time, we go inside that apartment and hear it from the person who was there.
Hey, Brooke. I mean, I went here back. Sorry about the way it works. I know it's ridiculous. I'm just a little bit pathetic. Oh, yeah. You said, is there anything else? Can I get you a fresh water? Or you got water? Do you want food or anything? No. Stuff sticking into you? Yeah, really bad. You bring it in. Did they get tighter? Yeah. I can lock them so they don't get something. So they don't go any. I'm not. Someone locked they kept shifting out on my shirt. Well, just so wanted to. I got it. Thing how they do this. They push this and they walk in and pay. Okay, and I take that one. This one's okay? Yeah. All right. The guy said that you wanted to talk to us again? I do, yeah. Okay. But I don't know what's going on, like the distance thing. No, I understand. And I'll be right back down to talking. Remember your right still apply? You mentioned before maybe you wanted to cart away. Well, I just want, if I'm under arrest, I'd like you were in jail. We're not under arrest. And I want to talk to you some more, I really do. So if that's... do that then? That's what you want? Yeah. Yeah. You gotta give me like 2 minutes because I was in the middle of something and they said we didn't want to touch her around now. I don't need anything right away. Okay, I'll be back in like 2 minutes, okay? All right. You want this black kid? You know, glitch out. Glitch out with that. And that's just like, yeah, you just want to cattle or shoulder. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Perfect. Like you're it's just to come quick. You said your water, right? Yeah. So,
detectives engage Brooke in small talk about the weather, her illness, and her comfort, offering water, loosening handcuffs, checking on her fever. This softening phase draws on rapport-based interviewing, which holds that suspects disclose more when they feel a baseline of care and trust has been established before pressure is applied.
My first question is, what charges am I looking at?
Well, that would be,
I'm not looking for any kind of deal, I'm not looking for anything. Right now I'm curious, before I say anything, what charges am I looking at for having that baby in my possession?
Well, I'll tell you, that's not up to us.
Well, you said something about the state attorney.
The state's attorney is the one that decides
So did he get back to you?
what gets, what or who, who gets charged with what, if anything.
Right.
And so, I suppose that would be dependent on what we talk about, if anything else, and depending on what we've been talking to Will about and what they're finding at your apartment as they continue to
Well, they
to
can't be
search.
finding much at my apartment because there's nothing at my apartment to find.
Okay.
So, all I'm concerned about now is what kind of trouble am I looking at for having the baby in my possession?
Sure.
So, I mean, you guys are detectives, you know. I mean,
I do know, I know some of what they found, I know some of what Will said. We actually haven't sat down with the prosecutors to really put it all together yet, as far as everything. I think there's a lot more to talk about before, talk about any specifics. I promise that you'll know, what the end result is, but we really think there's a lot to talk about, there's a lot to consider.
okay, well, what would you guys like to know?
Should we just start with Saturday?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, let me preface it with this, Brooke. And I say the same thing to Will, and I say the same thing to everybody that I interview. A lot of what we want to know is your perspective on things. Because only you know that, right? Sorry, my phone is almost back. So, I used this example earlier. We all witness a car accident, right? And you say, that guy was flying, and I say, that guy wasn't flying. He was flying this, because your angle and this, and your experience, and your own personal life, and everything else comes into play, will change your perspective on it.
Right,
and so, what I don't want to have happen in a case like this is the guys that are conducting the search warrant and do the crime scene work, and I do crime scene work myself, so I understand how this goes, is we've got, physical evidence pieces, A, B, C equals 1, 2, 3. So we have these nameless, faceless pieces of evidence, right? They are what they are. They're not. It's not subjective. It is what it is.
Right.
And so, in order to understand how we got from A to B and then to C, we need your perspective. We've gotten a lot of Will's perspective. We'll need to know where you're at with all of that. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you going through inside? Because it's going to be different than what Will went through.
Absolutely.
So the fairest way for us to do this, when we do these police reports, let me do it the other way. The most unfair way to do these kind of reports that we do is to say, well, A plus B is C, with no interjection from you, no offering from you, right? So the fairest way for me to say, to answer your question, well, what are we going to talk about is,
what do I want to talk about?
And the easiest way for me to do that is chronological. Sorry, it's my own brain. That's how it's wired.
Oh, I get it. Okay, well, let me start by saying that I met Savannah many weeks ago. And she was not happy. She was not happy with her parents. She was not happy with her life. That car that everybody says, well, why would she leave it? It's her car. Was her car in name only. And she approached me. We started talking. Initially what happened was I went downstairs to ask if, because The gray ones, have a really bad habit of accusing people of stealing.
Detectives repeatedly tell Brooke that everyone has their own perspective on events, using a car accident analogy to explain that their goal is to hear her version rather than assume guilt. This reflects cognitive interview theory, which encourages interviewers to invite a subject's own narrative construction, since a freely offered account is both more detailed and more likely to reveal inconsistencies than a scripted denial.
Like,
Okay.
the only real time I've ever talked to them, besides when I've talked to Mrs. Grayling at work, is when they bang on my door, wondering, you know, did you steal my fishing poles? Did you steal this? Did you steal that? You know, so the dynamic between the neighbors is not that good. And so I'd gone down there just honestly in an effort to show this family that I'm not the one stealing their mail. I'm not the one stealing their fishing poles, you know. So I asked Savannah, Savannah's sister, she wasn't there, Mr. Grayling, if they wanted to smoke some pot. Right? Come up, smoke a joint. Look around my place and see that I don't have the mail and I don't have the fishing poles and I don't have this and I don't have that.
Sure.
They weren't home, so the offer was declined. I chatted with Savannah for a little bit, and that was that. And then I caught up with her again, and she was crying. And I, you know, well, what's wrong? You know, you shouldn't be crying right now. You should be really happy right now. And she was just sick of it. She felt like she was doing, you know, pulling all the weight for the family and doing this and doing that, and wasn't with her boyfriend. Apparently he had cheated on her, and a couple of times, I guess. And without going into any details, you know, she just said that she was sick of it and wanted to get away. And I helped her do that.
Okay.
I helped her do that.
When was this conversation about? Was this over multiple conversations or?
Several, yes. Several very short, you know, very brief. I wanted to let her know that she could trust me, and that I wasn't going to tell her mom or her dad what was going on.
Okay.
And this is why I asked, you know, what am I looking at here? Am I looking at obstruction charges? Am I looking at, you know, I don't know. I was honest about Saturday that, you know, that she wasn't there, and she was supposed to come back for the baby yesterday. She did.
Okay. So what about Saturday specifically then? Did you guys, or over the course of these conversations, you said you were going to help her get away. How were you going to do that?
I basically told her how she could break her water and induce her labor and have her baby.
Okay. How would that help her get away?
And then she could go. She didn't want the baby.
Okay.
She wanted to get away. And I told her, I can only do this for a couple of days. You have to find something else to work on, somewhere else to go. You know, I can't. And so then, yeah, I briefly thought, well, you know, if she doesn't come back, I can go ahead and try and, you know, claim this baby as my own if I need to, you know.
Okay.
And that's basically that. I mean, other than that, there's nothing else I can tell you. There hasn't been anything else going on. I've basically just been watching this little baby, hoping that this girl comes back. She didn't tell me anything about anybody she was involved with. She kept it short and sweet. I gotta get the hell away from here. It was a mistake moving back in with my mom and dad. You know, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this baby. I need to get away. And I offered to basically run distraction.
Okay. And so you help her have the baby?
No, I didn't. She left. And then she came back Saturday, actually, probably would have been Sunday, Monday, early Monday morning, around 3:30. I met her outside.
Detectives often pause rather than immediately pressing, letting the silence sit. This reflects discomfort intolerance theory, which suggests that silence creates unbearable social pressure, pushing suspects to fill the gap with additional, often self-incriminating, detail.
Did she call you or text you?
No, she said she didn't have my number, she just knew where I lived and I never leave my house.
Okay.
So she knew where to find me, and if you...
You just said you met her outside, so.
Right, well, if you're standing in my bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and you pull that cardboard box away,
Mm-hmm.
you can see right down into the back area there.
Okay.
So I just kept a lookout for her. When I saw her, I ran down, grabbed the baby, I went back up, she was gone, and she said that, the baby looks real good,
Mm-hmm.
and she said that, please don't tell anybody, I'll try to be back sometime next week, and that was it.
How did you know to look out the window at 3:30 in the morning on Monday?
Because I've been up. I was looking, I'm always looking.
I'm still confused about her actually physically having the baby.
I would not know about that. I would not know about that. She was not in my apartment. She left my apartment on Saturday. At the time that I said she left my apartment on Saturday.
Do you have any training in that sort of thing? Are you a nurse or something?
Well, I've got some nursing training and I've had kids. I mean, I know, a little bit about giving birth and what's necessary for things like that, so.
So what kind of guidance did you provide?
I basically told her that I said, well, you can break your own water, right, and it'll bring on your labor. And she said, no, I didn't know that. And I said, yeah, I said, it won't always bring on your labor, but most of the time it will. And so I told her, I said, you get a long hook and you guide it up to your service and you just break your water. It's really easy.
What kind of hook?
I think I don't know what she ultimately used, like I said, because she wasn't with me when she did it.
What did you advise?
I told her to use a shish kebab, a long shish kebab stick.
Oh, like for a barbecue?
Yeah.
Grill?
Yep.
Did you provide her anything?
No, sir. The only thing that I have done is take that baby and watch that baby. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to take that baby upstairs.
Why didn't you?
Scared.
Scared of what?
The gray wind's murdering me mostly.
Why didn't you call us?
Because I felt at that point the police had already been up in my apartment. I just felt like I was in too deep at that point. I really did. I mean...
But how so though? But that story would explain what happened.
Absolutely, but at the same time, Will had that warrant, and,
You said $300.
I know. It wasn't that big of a deal, but he didn't want to go to jail, so, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't assist you guys better. I don't know why I didn't come clean, but that's the truth of it. I mean, that's the reason why she wasn't in my apartment. That's the reason why there wasn't a baby in my apartment Saturday both times or Sunday when the police were there.
With one leaning into blunt, evidence-heavy confrontation, while the other softens the tone with reassurance and calm follow-up questions. This is a textbook application of Reed Techniques theme development, which pairs an aggressive interviewer with a sympathetic one to manufacture a psychological safe harbor that pulls the suspect toward the gentler figure and, by extension, toward cooperation.
My apartment then, because the baby wasn't there then. What?
Brooke, obviously you've been in here for a long time waiting to talk to us.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been talking to Will,
Okay.
and then in communication with all the officers and other agents that are still conducting the search warrant at your house.
Okay.
What you just told us is completely untrue.
Okay. Okay, because you guys were there.
I wasn't there, bro.
Okay, so you don't know.
But A plus B and C, remember? What you just told me makes no sense at all.
What I just told you is what happened.
But what you just told me makes no sense.
What do you mean? Women leave babies in dumpsters every single day. Maybe not every day, but all the time. Women leave their babies.
And that's not what happened in this case, Brooke. And we're not here to raise voices or argue. I mean, we go by the facts, and we know what we have and we know what we don't have.
Okay.
I mean, and right down, we'll talk about a lot of things with us.
Okay.
And he was very torn.
Okay.
He wanted there to be a strong trust between the two.
Okay.
And he talked about that.
I'm not sure how much he could have shared with you, considering he didn't know that much.
Well, but look, I mean, the lie isn't working. All right, there's evidence. There's timelines that can't be changed. There's things that we know.
Okay.
All right. Josh had kind of said to you, you know, he's like, these are independent facts. They don't have thoughts, feelings, or ideas.
No.
They just exist.
Yep.
And when we come across these things, we work with what they tell us. And even though they don't have thoughts, feelings, can't talk, they still tell us things.
Absolutely.
Like the technology exists.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'd like to know from you, from your perspective, what happened.
There isn't much that I can tell you.
But what you just told us isn't true.
You don't know that.
I do know that some
All
of the
I
things
know-
you told us aren't true.
All I know is that I was supposed to care for that baby for a very short period of time.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Do you ever believe you were pregnant?
I thought I was several months ago, but other than that,
What did you know? What conversations you have with Will about that?
many.
I mean,
Did you tell him you were pregnant?
excitement at first. I mean, walk us through that.
Why?
Because, like, all of
What
that,
does that have to do?
all of that's pertinent to this case. Again, look, there's timelines
Mm-hmm.
that are in place, and there's information that we have.
But I'm not under arrest.
No, you're being.
Right. So it seems like you guys aren't playing fair with me, because I'm trying to tell you, to give you my role, my involvement in having this baby. And, you know, I feel like you guys are trying to play me, because first of all, there isn't much that Will knows about this in the first place.
I believe some of that to be true.
I tried to keep him out of the loop as much as possible.
Detectives repeatedly note that Brooke's account doesn't match the physical impossibility of moving a body without leaving blood traces or dents, calling her account amazing and inexplicable. This taps cognitive dissonance theory, which holds that when a person's stated account clashes visibly with external evidence, the resulting discomfort motivates them to revise their story toward consistency, often surrendering earlier fabrications in the process.
I don't know.
And what do you think Will told us?
I don't. Will, very little, because he didn't know very much.
Why was Will under the impression that you were pregnant this whole time?
This whole time?
Mm-hmm. We talked to people, Brooke. We talked to his coworkers. We talked to his.
Yeah, I get it.
We talked to his former coworkers.
Yeah, I get it.
What do you think that he tells everybody that he works with and everybody he knows over the last several months?
That we're having a baby.
And why would he do that?
Because we thought we were having a baby.
Or you told him that you?
No, I was under the impression that I was pregnant, officer.
Up until when?
Not that long ago. Like, I can't give you a specific date,
Give me
like,
a rough month.
I thought I was pregnant right up until just recently, and then
Just recently, maybe.
and then I was like, I gotta go to the doctor because I'm sick. And then look at me, I've been running a fever, for all I know, I have a dead fetus in my body right now, and it's making me sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. Will and I have talked, you know, he knew that something was wrong with me, and I told him that.
But he also knew that you were no longer pregnant.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't, because I didn't. Because I didn't, and I don't now.
You just told us that you thought you were pregnant.
Yeah, right.
The first question we asked, are you pregnant? No,
Yeah.
was your reaction. Brooke, this is a house of cards in a hurricane.
I'm not trying to do a house of cards. I know that I didn't hurt the girl, and I don't know where she is.
All the family wants is for Savannah to come home.
I understand that. I totally understand that. I totally understand that.
That's something that we can make happen, and that's what we want to do.
I don't know where she
If that's
is.
something that we can't make happen, then that's something we should know too.
I don't know where she is, detective. All I know is I've been caring for her baby and being scared out of my mind, wondering what the hell I'm gonna do with this baby.
We talked about the stress too over the past few days, starting Saturday. I mean, this has certainly not been 5 days, whatever.
Oh, God, no,
I mean,
no.
this has not been, and he acknowledges that. Like, again, the house of cards that Josh talked about, like, we'll acknowledge that. This has just been awful, you know?
I get it. But if I'm not under arrest for anything, why am I still being detained?
Because it's more complicated than that.
And how long can I be detained? I know, but can I be detained at the jail? I mean, I'm sick. I probably should be, like, seen by somebody.
And we can make that happen. We want you to be safe too. But we're very, very concerned about what occurred here and how we're going to resolve this. Brooke, whatever happened can't be changed. That's
No,
one of
I
those facts.
understand that. I understand that.
The only thing we can do now to help is to get out in front of this thing. I don't want to have to keep doing our detective work to find.
No, apparently you guys are finding all kinds of evidence in my apartment.
I want you to think about, at the end of the day, the conversation that you're having with us in this room right now, and everything that actually happened, and how this is going to reflect on everything. Okay? I think that you're scared, and I think that some bad things happened.
Comparative leverage against the co-defendant detectives repeatedly reference what Will has already told them, implying his story is more coherent and more damaging to her. This exploits prisoners' dilemma dynamics, whereby suggesting a co-accused has already cooperated pressures the remaining suspect to compete for a more favorable position by offering their own account first.
And the only way I know how to help you with that, Brooke, is to tell you that putting your feelings, your emotions, what you've been through, how we got to this point, because only you can do that, Brooke. I can't tell your story for you. All I can do is talk about facts. I imagine that there is a human emotion side of this thing that's not being told. I don't want you and Will to look like monsters. I don't think you're monsters. I think you guys got way in over your head here. I think the whole pregnancy thing was off the cuff, idea, and then
No,
it
what is
builds up. It got out of control. You got in over your head.
That's not how it happened. Like, I had been to the doctor, I went to the doctor in January,
Okay.
okay? They gave me an ultrasound. I was pregnant.
Okay.
In March, I had a bleeding episode, but I didn't pass any tissue, and so I just let it go. Will and I are anti-doctor. I was a little put off by the term geriatric pregnancy.
Yep.
So I was just like, well, you know, let's do this, you know, homeschool style. Let's just, you know, you're having a baby, you don't have cancer, you know, you're not sick, you know, it's the normal, natural part of life. So, you know, I just played it by ear. I started taking care of myself. I started growing. Started feeling baby move. You know, just all of that. And then just started feeling bad, like sick, low-grade fever, body aches, pain, just tired all the time, you know, but at the same time, I'm still growing, and I'm still feeling these movements, and I have stethoscopes at home, and I'm listening, and I'm hearing the heartbeat, so I'm thinking that it's, you know, good, right? We're all good, right? And then a couple of weeks ago, I was just like, well, I should have had a baby by now, you know. And then I just kind of dropped the ball. I was just like, well, you know, whatever. There was no malicious intent to trick nobody about anything. And honestly, I felt like this opportunity was maybe a godsend, almost.
What opportunity?
The opportunity to potentially take care of a baby. You know what I mean?
Man, baby.
Yeah. And other than that, I mean, that's really all the context I can give you as far as that goes. I mean,
Conditional compassion, as leverage detectives tell Brooke, she seems like she has a heart and a soul and isn't a monster, while simultaneously reminding her that the evidence contradicts her story. This dual approach blends kindness with accountability, which holds that people evaluate events based on both threat and coping potential. Alternating comfort with confrontation raises Brooke's stress until admission becomes her most viable coping outlet.
yeah, I wanted to take her down there many times. I wanted to be like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. This little scam is not going to work. You know, if she doesn't come back, I can't make this baby my own, you know. And I had talked to Will about that, you know, and he said, no, don't do that. Don't, you know, give the baby back or whatever. So I was just like, well, okay, you know, and that's that. But as far as, like, causing her disappearance or anything like that, I have nothing to do with that. All I know is this girl said she wanted to get away.
Brooke, you know how ridiculous this sounds.
I'm sorry.
It's been a long day.
I'm sorry. You call bullshit.
I'm just gonna stand up for a minute because I can't sit down anymore.
That's fine.
Brooke,
So what are my charges then?
Brooke, Will talked about, kind of this trust or bond between the two. Kind of upset him when he was going on the road with us Saturday. But the reality is, he painted himself into a corner, kind of like you have now, that it just doesn't work.
Okay.
Okay?
Then what are my charges?
So, I'd still like to know from you, if you decided to say, you've kind of started to paint a picture for me, and I And I hear that, like, you were excited about having a family. Part of you thought that you could make this work. Like, this
Well,
is
when she
gonna be
didn't show up
okay.
to get her baby, yeah, I did. When she didn't show up to get her baby, yes, I did.
But you knew she wasn't gonna show up to get her baby.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so,
I want
so
you to
you
talk to
don't,
me, I want you to.
so you don't want me to give you my perspective, you just wanna tell me what my perspective is.
I just want,
Look, I gotta apply the facts. And
I want your, we want your perspective to align with what we know to be true.
This isn't like, this is.
I don't know what you know to be true, so how can I?
But you know what's true, and you know that this isn't true. We could talk about Saturday. We could talk about what happened.
I would like to talk about what my charges are and what my rights are. How long can I be detained without charges?
Hold on, obviously, I'm taking the same time. So the people that are working your apartment
Is that why you're detaining me while they finish my place, or?
are still, they're still collecting evidence. Let's, I mean, I can tell you're, like I said, across the street. Let's try and hone this in a little bit, back to reality.
Right, because it couldn't have happened that way. Saturday, let's talk about Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Savannah, you go down to Savannah's apartment,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And what is that about?
I'm gonna fit her with a belly panel.
Appeal to the victim's family detectives frame cooperation as a gift to Savannah's mother and daughter, emphasizing that the family deserves to know what happened. This draws on moral disengagement reversal, which suggests that reframing confession as an act of restorative justice, rather than self-incrimination, allows a suspect to disclose without the identity threat of admitting pure wrongdoing.
Well, other than the fact of my age, yeah, Not about, well, let me be clear, not about having Savannah's baby.
No, I mean, talking about the family.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Three of you.
Right, so then, and I know that you call my story bullshit, but when she approached me, of course I'm gonna do everything I can.
Does it seems to me rather coincidental that you're pregnant, you're expecting, you and Will are excited, everything's going good, this is everything that you both want, then all of a sudden...
I wouldn't call it everything we both want. I wouldn't call it everything we both want. Will and I have had pretty volatile exchanges, so...
Sure.
But for me, it was, and I certainly wouldn't have begrudged him the opportunity to be a father.
Sure.
So.
But then baby doesn't come.
Right.
And then all of a sudden.
No, not all of a sudden.
On a quiet street in your little apartment building in North Fargo, the young lady who's about to have a baby downstairs approaches you and says, I have to run away. Take my baby.
It wasn't like
But
that.
but you know what I mean? You see, I cliff notes it. I'll grant you.
I get it.
But it seems rather coincidental.
It does, and I understand that, and I totally understand that. But I really got, I'm guilty of getting caught up in an idea that I could somehow make her baby mine.
Sure.
But as far as causing her harm or, anything like that, no.
You didn't assist her with the birth?
No. No, I didn't. I didn't have anything. Come on now. You talk about timelines and chronology.
Well, you have all the home birth stuff at your house, and
You talk about the timelines and the chronology.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She was at my house
Mm-hmm.
from 1:30 to 2:45.
Mm-hmm.
She left as soon as her dad came to the door.
Okay.
By 4:00, I was out on the stoop with Mr. Greywind. By 4:30, the police were in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So by your own standards, detective, I couldn't have helped her. Because at that point, and from that point forward, I've been under siege.
Right.
So, I mean, I literally have
But you were able to hide a baby in your apartment.
after Monday, Tuesday, Monday, all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then till you guys showed up today. So not that long. I mean, it didn't last that long.
That's a long time with a new baby. Not like they're sleeping, you know, regular hours and not making any noise or anything.
Well, you know, at the risk of sounding whatever, she's a pretty good baby. So she didn't do a whole lot of crying or whatever. So,
Sure.
I mean, it wasn't like I was taking great.
Minimization through shared blame. Detectives allow Brooke to distribute culpability onto William, agreeing that it wouldn't be fair for them to receive equal punishment. This is a classic use of minimization technique, where downplaying relative culpability lowers the psychological barrier to confession by making the admission feel less absolute and less damning.
Elastic.
But that's just a, like, cover story. She knew it was a cover story, I knew it was a cover story. Her mom was downstairs raising hell about something or another. And she wanted to get out of there, so
How did you know that?
because I had been talking to her.
How?
On and off, no, not on the phone.
Have you ever talked to her on the phone?
No, didn't have her number and I didn't want a number.
So, you went down to the apartment
Yep,
Saturday afternoon with the plan already in place to do what?
plan already in place to do what?
You said it was just that whole, that was my clothing.
Oh, to get her up to my place, right. Well, it wasn't necessarily a ruse. I mean, we did work on the skirt, and we did talk some more, and that was when, you know, I said, well, hell, you can break your own order if you're ready to have your baby, you know.
So this conversation was Saturday.
Yeah, And then we talked.
That was the first time you talked to her about having her own baby Saturday.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, and you talked? What did you talk about?
Well, we talked about our folks, and we talked about the other neighbors, and we talked about, you know, all kinds of things. I tried to distract her. I tried to take her mind off things, and she wasn't there that long, and then she left. And then what?
Yeah, and then, well, you said before, and then, so it's Saturday afternoon, Sunday, Monday morning at 3:30, or Monday night, Tuesday morning, 3:30?
Monday morning at 3:30.
Sunday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Saturday afternoon she leaves after you told her.
She disappeared. I lied to the police that I didn't know where she went. I mean, I didn't know where she went, but, you know, made like I wasn't, you know.
Right, so when Will gets to work on Monday, and his coworkers inquire about any baby news.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I wasn't there with him. I don't know what he said.
No, we know what he said.
I understand that, but.
Yeah, had a baby. Baby girl.
Yes,
Saturday night.
Yes, when? Yeah. Saturday night.
Why would he say that?
Saturday night.
You told all his coworkers.
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know any of his coworkers, and I don't talk to any of his coworkers.
That's why would you?
No, I get that, but that's really weird. I don't know. That I can't answer you. That's something that you're gonna have to ask him. I didn't know that.
When did you tell Will about the plan?
What plan? About them leaving? Yeah. He didn't know about it. That's what I mean. He doesn't know very much at all, other than what happened since, like, I started taking care of the baby. And that he has nothing to do with. But other than that,
But see, you said that he knew you weren't pregnant, and he had actually talked to his coworkers about you know, the baby comes.
No, we didn't know that I wasn't pregnant, like,
You just told us.
I understand that, but
The chronological anchor method detectives insist repeatedly on building the account chronologically, redirecting Brooke whenever she jumps ahead or backtracks. This reflects sequential memory retrieval theory, which holds that forcing a strict timeline exposes fabricated segments, since genuine memories reconstruct more fluidly in order, while invented ones create detectable friction points.
He's not gonna save you.
I'm not asking to be saved. What are my charges?
Brooke,
If I did something wrong and I caused bodily harm to this girl, why am I not sitting in the county jail with charges right now?
do you think you did something wrong?
That's not the point.
No, I'm asking you a question. Do you think you did anything wrong?
Yeah, I did.
What
I
did
did
you do?
several things wrong. I did several things wrong, and that's why I wanted to talk to you guys.
What things did you do wrong?
I wasn't honest with police when they came to my door. And I should have told them immediately what was going on. And then when that baby showed up, I should have called him immediately then too and said, hey, you need to come get this baby. That's what I should have done.
So what happens if Savannah's found deceased?
Oh. She better not be.
What happens if she does?
What happens if we find biological evidence
Biological evidence.
in your apartment?
You might find a strand of hair from where she was sitting on my couch. But you're not going to find any other biological evidence.
What if they do? What if they find blood in your house?
They're going to find blood in my house. They're going to find blood from me. They're going to find blood from Will. They're going to find blood from my cat.
What if they find Savannah's blood in your house?
The only thing I can say about that is it didn't come from Saturday, and her family has lived in that apartment before. That's what I'm going to say.
Talk about the Walmart trip on Monday a little bit. Did you get?
The Walmart trip on Monday? I didn't go to Walmart on Monday.
You did?
No,
Where'd you go Monday night?
I didn't go anywhere Monday night. Hold on, let me think. I didn't go anywhere Monday night.
When we brought Will in the first time to question him.
When the cops arrested him and you were in the car with him?
That was not Monday.
Okay.
That was not Monday.
Okay.
That was Tuesday.
Okay. Tell me about the Walmart trip on Tuesday. I apologize.
Well, it makes a difference if you're talking about having a baby. So,
Okay.
that's important. We went to Walmart. I don't know. What do you want to know about the accident? You want to know about the accident? I didn't go in.
How come?
Because I had a baby.
Why didn't you talk to the officers about the baby? Will got stopped.
Will didn't get stopped. Will was accosted by Fargo PD once we had parked on the street by the apartment.
It was Monday night.
Okay. 421?
That's not true. I'm telling you right now, he bailed out of jail yesterday afternoon. He got arrested Tuesday night. Your dates are wrong. And if he was at Walmart on Monday, he was not with me.
Was 27.
In the early morning
That's
hours?
Tuesday.
No.
The direct accusation confrontation at key points. Detectives abandon the soft framing entirely and state outright that her story isn't true, rejecting her account without qualification. This models the confrontation phase of the Reed technique, which argues that a firm, unambiguous rejection of denial removes the suspect's psychological escape route, forcing engagement with the accusation rather than avoidance of it.
The opportunity. Tell me your side of the story. All I can say in these police reports, Brooke, is what you tell me. All I can say, and unless you tell me I can't say it. And I don't want to have to rely on A and B and C without your
All I can
perspective.
tell you is that I don't know what happened to her, and I don't know where she is. Forget all the bullshit that I just talked. Forget all the bullshit that I just talked.
Brooke, they're gonna find her blood in your goddamn apartment.
They're not gonna find her blood in my goddamn
They're
apartment.
gonna find her blood.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Will told us what happened.
Yep.
He told the whole damn story. He was sick. He was visibly sick, telling us what happened.
I don't know what he told you.
But now you're the one that doesn't care enough to even give her that. That's the truth. You don't care enough. Just number one, you just wanted a baby. Didn't matter what. That's what I'm taking from this. That's all you care about. You wanted a baby and didn't care about anything else. Will and do anything. At least Will cares enough to talk about it.
That's not true.
It is true. It's exactly true. That's the truth. You got it over your head.
You told a lie.
I did get it over
You
my
told
head.
Will a lie that you were pregnant.
No, I
And you
was
saw how
pregnant.
happy it made him. You
No,
wanted to keep him
no,
around.
that's not true.
You thought he was going to leave you.
No.
You couldn't give him a baby.
No, that's not true.
You knew what you had to do.
I thought he was gonna leave me if I couldn't give him a baby?
That's Will's perspective.
Right, I bet it's Will's perspective.
It is.
I bet it is.
And when Will's telling the truth and we find her blood in your apartment,
Yeah?
then you're going to be the one who's telling a lie.
That's right. Then I'm gonna be the one who's telling a lie. Why haven't you found the blood yet?
Blood is cleaned up, but you can never clean it all up. So it takes time. And through DNA,
Right.
it'll...
So what am I being charged with?
How about all the bloody towels and things that Will went and threw away?
Bloody towels and things? Okay. Now I need a lawyer because I don't know what's going on.
The DNA bottle trick at the close of the final interview. Detectives take her water bottle, jokingly noting it would have been a clever way to collect her DNA if they hadn't already had it. This lighthearted admission, made only after rapport was fully established, reflects post-interrogation trust maintenance, which holds that revealing manipulative tactics after extracting a confession preserves goodwill for future cooperation without undermining what was already obtained.
Okay, go ahead and stand up. I'm going to place you under arrest for attempted kidnapping.
Thanks.
What's staying on you?
No, that's fine.
Detectives describe their goal as needing her help and her perspective, rather than seeking a confession outright. This uses self-presentation theory, where casting the suspect as a collaborator rather than a culprit allows her to preserve a positive self-image while still surrendering incriminating information.
We need to know what you know, Will.
Baby doesn't look like a white baby.
I agree. So, What day did you come home from work and Brooke presented you with a child? Remember how I said my brain works chronologically?
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't help it, but that would help me. If we just get some basics here.
Dude, it's really hard for me to say what, because like, I'm just stuck in like this, in my head, it's like, dude, you promised you'd fucking have her back and protect her as best you can.
You don't owe her shit, okay? This is potentially unbelievably serious situation that you've gotten yourself into here, and you don't owe her shit. You know that. You may have thought you loved Brooke. If she's doing stuff like that, she's stringing you along because you threatened to leave or she's that insecure or whatever, she does not love you. She may pretend like she does, for whatever reason. I don't know her, okay? If she's that insane, these are the things that she's capable of doing, then you need to distance yourself from her in a big way. Because if we go talk to her, and, for example, she says, will, thinking she's walking out of you by putting it on you.
Nobody's walking out of here, man. I mean, you chuckle, but
I mean, you
the reality of the situation.
Like you do too. Well,
I do. I mean, but it's the reality of the situation, right? I mean, like I said, I don't know.
if you're torn between telling us what you know and your allegiance to her, you owe it to yourself. You keep agreeing with that. Well, I know I do. I know I deserve to tell my own story. I know. So what? I mean, you give of yourself all the time, right? You're one of those guys? Because I don't know you that well, so I'm just guessing. You go to work, you bust your ass, you come home, and you take good care of her.
I do my best, man,
Yep.
but like, it's not very good. Like, I'm not the best provider.
Well, yeah, but you're not I mean, what Nick's saying is, are you a perpetual victim? I mean, in your own mind, you always, I mean, it's low self-esteem, I'm not good enough.
I don't remember him saying that.
Well, that's the way that I took it, and put my own words on it.
Because what I'm saying is
That just sounds like something that Brooke would say.
what I'm saying is that you're acknowledging that you deserve to have your own story told in your own words. How you felt, what you thought, what you were feeling. I mean, like, you deserve that, and you'll acknowledge that, yet you won't do it because you feel this loyalty to somebody who's not been true to you. And we're revisiting this. It's hard for us to understand that. So help yourself. Help yourself through this thing by telling us your story. Maybe that's empowering to you. I don't know why you're not, I don't understand.
Detectives repeatedly tell Will that you don't owe her shit, and that Brooke doesn't truly love him, working to sever his perceived obligation to protect her before asking him to talk. This draws on relational reframing theory, which holds that persuaders can lower a target's resistance to disclosure by first dismantling the relationship narrative that justifies their silence, replacing loyalty with a competing self-preservation motive.
You don't have to. The evidence speaks for itself. It's the one thing she said that we have to ask you about. Because at the end of her interview, it was the same conversation. It's the one question left. What can we do to find her? You'll have to ask Will. That was the one part she was assertive about. So she swears she doesn't know.
don't believe you guys. I don't think that you guys would lie to me as quickly as you would tell me the truth.
Do you want to see the internet search history?
I believe that.
Okay. I'm not...
I just don't think that you guys would be honest with me about what she said or didn't say. Or...
Well, this isn't about you against her.
What the hell is that?
It's not what this is about. You're scared, and you're confused, and I don't... And I don't want it to be like that. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be scared of her. You don't have to be scared of her anymore. You really don't, man. After talking to you for so long and talking to her for so long, listen, there's no doubt in my mind that she's the ringleader here. Her personality,
Trump's not.
speaks for itself. And you're like a little puppy dog. Following her around. And it's unfortunate that you followed her this far. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, I just want you to stand up for yourself.
I've said too much to you guys already.
Everybody wants respect, right? Well, I mean, yeah. I don't want to be disrespectful. Have we been respectful to you?
Yes, sir.
Treated you with dignity?
Yes, sir.
All right. I think
Most part of trying to do it.
I would say you have. I've been treating us with respect, absolutely.
But I understand where you guys are coming from.
And I don't know. I think I have an idea what you think of the gray ones, right? Savannah was a gray one, but I also feel like she deserves some dignity and respect.
I have nothing against the gray ones.
Okay.
I think their dad's a kid, but like, they got nothing against the gray ones.
All right, perfect. So, my point exactly. But what I'm saying is, she deserves respect, and she deserves some dignity. We've shared that in this room a couple of times. You can give that to her now. You're the one that can do that for her, all right? Maybe not for you, certainly not for Josh or I or anybody else, but maybe a child.
Detectives characterize Brooke as the ringleader and compare Will to a little puppy following her around, painting her as manipulative and him as a victim. This employs attribution bias exploitation, where encouraging a suspect to externalize blame onto a co-actor reduces the perceived cost of disclosure, since admitting involvement now reads as victimhood rather than culpability.
Brooke. And it's just... Your hang-up. Why you feel that you can't tell us. One more thing. Is because you think you're gonna save her from something? What is it? Explain it to me. Can you tell me what you're scared of, Will? If you're scared of Brooke, you don't have to be scared of her anymore. What are you scared of? What are you afraid of?
Afraid to go into a prison full of gray ones and LaFontaines. I'm
for yourself. Seize this one. Take this opportunity to show your kids and everybody else.
Afraid I ain't gonna make it through another round of being in trouble, man. I feel like it's gonna kill me inside. It's torture, man. So I'm ready to go into the torture chamber, man. The torture farm, torture cell. You know what it is.
Will, you're not a monster.
Take this opportunity to
It
show
doesn't change how you treat me from a monster. At the end of the day, we get locked behind the same doors.
take this opportunity to show your kids that you're a man who shows respect, dignity. Let them know.
Can't change what happened last weekend. Can't change it. I know it's tough to swallow, but what's done is done. This is the one thing that you have control over. Decision that you have. I want you to make the right decision, Will.
You can't.
Doesn't want to.
Why? I'm here, man. I'm here with you. The most important thing I've got going right now is talking to you.
The false choice ultimatum detectives frame Will's options as either standing by Brooke and going down for her actions, or protecting himself by talking, presenting no middle ground where silence is neutral. This reflects forced compliance theory, which shows that presenting only two visible options, one clearly more costly than the other, funnels decision-making toward the interviewer's preferred outcome even when a person's actual position is more nuanced.
I'd rather tell the prosecutors that we found Savannah with your help. Found her body because Will helped. Will stepped up.
The deputy chief of police just sent me a text message. He's with the family, the Graywin family. They've accepted the fact that Savannah is gone. They are pleading for you to do the right thing. They want to give her a proper burial. They're pleading with you, Will. give them the dignity. Just tell me where to go. I really don't want this to be, just like you said, another Letterling 20-year wait. I really don't want that, and neither do you. Show some dignity, man.
Family detectives describe the Graywin family's anguish in visceral, sensory terms, describing them pleading for a proper burial to appeal to empathy. This exploits empathy-induced altruism theory, which demonstrates that vividly conveying another's suffering can motivate even a reluctant, self-protective individual toward a costly disclosure if it's framed as directly relieving that suffering.
Call the David by her name in here. So, no. Well, it's dignity, respect. Everybody's got a name, an identity. To you guys, she was Phoenix. Savannah had a name.
You guys, what case number?
You're wrong, man, and don't say that at all. I tell you, if these things are just case numbers, then I'm in the wrong business, because I work too long, I'm up too long, all right? Like, you're not just a case number, there's a story behind it. We've talked about that, all right? Phoenix is not a case number.
Don't do that.
Okay, Savannah is not a case number, all right? Will's not a case number. These are people. These are people's lives.
No, Will's an inmate number now. Will's 9656 1324.
Will's a person that can give some respect and dignity to Savannah still. However you see yourself, however I see you, I guess is I'm back to, maybe that's irrelevant, or maybe we don't need to talk about that, but I do want to talk about Savannah and giving her dignity, or giving that baby some respect and some dignity.
I've said way too much to you guys, right?
You haven't. I don't think you have. You've got a lot to tell.
Can't share it. Whatever it is, I'm not gonna claim it.
Why can't you share it, Will?
Scary?
I don't think you have any, fear of being in trouble. I don't think you have, the normal kind of hang-ups that people have that we talk to. Your unwillingness to help bring some resolution lies solely in...
The redemption narrative offer detectives repeatedly tell Will this is his chance to show his kids he's a man of dignity, reframing confession as a legacy-defining act rather than a legal liability. This applies narrative identity theory, which suggests people are motivated to act in ways that cohere with the life story they want to tell about themselves, making a values-based appeal more persuasive than a purely evidentiary one.
Want to come have a seat? Sit right there. You doing all right?
Yeah.
if you can go grab that blanket from across the street.
Sure, I can do it.
I mean, not you, just have him go grab it quick.
Yep.
If I could take a piss like an hour ago, and he said no, because he had a piss at 6:30. So. Do you have to pee? I'm guessing I'm not free to leave. No, do you have to pee though? I'll take you to the bathroom.
Alright.
He's got to take a leak.
Oh, sure.
Stay here? Yeah, you want those on again. Just wait till he comes back. That's cool. Buddy system? Kinda. Yeah, chew. I appreciate that, man, I do. I understand. Yeah. It's one of those things, you know? Really good enough. Care if his cuffs come off? I don't care.
Was there a clock on there?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
I noticed that you guys don't have a clock up there, but I imagine that's what the hook is in the wall for. Probably at some point. Come on in.
There you go.
Does this work? That's
Yeah,
great.
that's awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You ripped this out of the interior of somebody's trunk?
That's what I was just gonna say, that's what it looks like.
It looks just like the carpet.
You know, it's a Red Cross emergency blanket.
Looks just like the carpeting that's in the interior of the car.
You know how they make that?
Huh?
You know how they make that?
Recycled car interior?
Clothes. That's what car interiors are made of, all the insulation in cars. It's all shredded clothes.
Oh, recycled clothes?
That's why it looks like that, and they shred it up.
That makes sense. Better, hopefully. Yeah, that's soft as
Noticeably better not. I don't care if it's soft, man. I wear these shirts because they're cool, not because they're warm.
Right. I want to get back to where we were, well. It's Saturday. I want to get back to we want to recover Savannah's body. We want your help.
I can't help you with that person. I don't know where she is.
You gotta tell us you can. You're a parent, man.
I know. I feel for stories like that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Wetterling boy, how many years did they go without him? And, I mean, I don't know exactly where they found it. The little boy, but I don't think it was that far from home.
No.
Like, that was, I feel for that, man.
And that's the same situation, except you can help.
I can't help you there, man.
We talked to Brooke for a lot more.
Yeah, a couple hours more.
Mm-hmm. She's on her way to jail.
Yeah.
That was just the one thing she said that we'd have to ask you about. She said you took care of that. We just wanted to freeloader, man.
Offering food, drink, blankets, adjusting the thermostat, loosening restraints are dispensed incrementally and always tied to continued cooperation. This reflects operant conditioning via intermittent reinforcement, where the unpredictable but consistent pairing of comfort with cooperative behavior strengthens the suspect's motivation to keep engaging rather than shutting down.
Or something clear, can't find that, he said water's fine. Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, when you're outside working,
I just bought 2 1-liters of spray. We're just
Oh, did you
back
really?
from break, and then they
you're just gonna
picked
go up on
me
the roof
up
or
and-
something?
Well, we were gonna pick up the boss's truck, head back to the other job, and then, yeah, go back up on the roof, and we stopped at the gas station, I grabbed 2 1-liters of spray, and I was like,
Oh, you must, obviously, you must be a roofer?
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind roofing, but I don't like going not much, like a 2-story roof, no thank you.
You know, my boss is that way.
Oh, really?
Boss man, the owner, he doesn't go on the edge, man, especially the 2-stories.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. It's cool, though, because it gives me the opportunity to be like, hey, I'll get that for you.
Right, yeah.
And then I can learn and do them first 5 rows and stuff.
Mhm.
Makes me an asset to the boss, because I'll
Right.
do something he surely don't want to.
Right, yeah,
You know? It's like, oh yeah, you wanna pay me to do it, I'll do it.
yeah.
So,
So you're not really afraid of heights?
I used to be when I was younger, man, I was definitely afraid of heights. Like, you know those catwalks you can see through
Yeah,
them, like you
right,
see in
yeah.
the factory? Those
Yeah.
used to make me queasy.
Ooh.
And then I became a scaffold builder when I was 18.
Oh, really?
I said, screw it, man, either I'm gonna freeze up and I can't ever do it again, or I'm gonna conquer it, and I
Right.
conquered it.
Oh, good for you.
There's a couple situations, if I get in a real hairy situation, I still feel
Yeah.
nervous, you know, but,
What was the highest scaffolding you built?
well, highest off the ground, or?
Yeah, or like from the ground up?
From the ground up, I've seen like 400-foot scaffolds built.
Whoa!
Like, they'll go all the way up the side of a refinery building,
Yeah?
and then they'll end up replacing the top when they get up there, but they're doing all kinds of maintenance all the way up, and they just build, all the way up the side.
Wow.
Now, we've built
And then what do you have to
one-
do? You have to just carry the scaffolding each time up, you just gotta
Yeah,
pull
you
it
make
up
a man
rope or
chain.
something?
Yeah, you make a man chain and pass it right up, piece at a time. You know, if you can get a crane to get it as high as you can, that helps.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, we've built some hangers from some real high spots where you
really?
put underneath stuff, and
Yeah?
you clamp onto stuff, and then you put pipes down, and then somebody's gotta
I
climb
mean
down there.
like an airplane hanger, or what do you mean by hanger? Well, you
No,
make
like-
hangers to climb, to get the stuff up, you mean?
Like, let's say there's a bottom of a piece of equipment they need to get to, and there's no floor underneath it.
Oh,
So for them to maintenance that or paint that or anything, we've gotta go and build something down 6 feet from the bottom of this structure, and it's just
yeah.
kinda out there on the side of a building, and you're, 200-300 feet, and you spit, and you count.
oh, wow.
Some of those are real scary, because when you start taking, as you put another piece on, it gets stronger. Put another piece on, it stabilizes.
Yeah.
Well, it does the exact opposite when you tear it down. You
Oh,
know,
I suppose it does, it gets worse as you go down, doesn't it?
And then, like, as you get to the end pieces of, like, you're finished with the thing, and you're tearing it down, and you're taking it apart, whoever has to take off those last 2 pieces, he's got some balls, man. Some serious balls.
Wow.
Sometimes you get out there on one, and you're out there 10 feet, you let that clamp go, and you just go woof, woof, on that pipe while it flexes, and you're looking back there. Don't break.
Is that why you don't do that anymore?
That's part of it, and when you get into it, man, you're working turnarounds, refinery turnarounds. Refineries don't like to shut down, they lose money, so like,
Yeah.
when they do maintenance, they call it a turnaround, and they'll turn around these 3 units, little pieces of the refinery, and we'll come in as scaffold builders and build everything. The maintenance guys will come in, and they, get everything done and get everything torn down and get it back out as quick as you can to get it fired back up.
Wow.
Well, with that in mind, you're working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
Oh, I'm sure. At least, huh?
7 to 7, 7 days a week, and you do it for 2-3 months straight.
Yeah.
And you can ask for every 14th day off, like every second Sunday, you can ask for it off, but when it comes layoff time,
Yeah.
it's gonna be considered.
Right.
How many attendance days do you have, how many attendance days do you have, well, they have 9 more days than you, so. You know what, they put in more hours, they stay, you go.
Right, yeah.
So it's hard work and.
Then you gotta travel too.
Detectives shift into extended small talk about scaffolding work, gas station drinks, and Fargo's changing crime rate. This uses emotional regulation, which recognizes that alternating high-stress confrontation with low-stress normalcy prevents suspect shutdown, keeping the subject regulated enough to remain verbally engaged over long interrogation periods.
I suppose, huh?
Yeah, you never, well, sometimes you can stay close to home, but like, you usually, you know, you might work in Corpus Christi, and then you gotta work in Houston, and then you gotta work in San Antonio, and we've got work for you, but it's in Crystal City. You know, so you're all over. How long? Oh, it's just 3 weeks. No, I ain't going to fucking Crystal City
Yeah.
for 3 weeks, man. Screw that.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm a white boy from North Dakota, man. I don't want to sit in the sun when it's 105 degrees out. You're working, and there's a furnace right here that's running, and it's like, I
Not
can't
used
take
to
it
the
like
heat,
those guys
yeah.
can. Yeah, they get guys straight from, like, Mexico and Haiti, and,
Yeah.
like, those guys can take it, like me, so I work overnight.
Oh, they go 24 hours, huh?
Yeah, so like, if I'm working overnight, it's just stressful on your life to work overnight. I'm sure you know, you're a
Yeah.
busy man, you've worked overnights.
Yeah.
It's just hard on the whole life,
Nights
it's
is
hard
tough.
on, you know, your
Yeah.
family.
You're tired, you're sleepy all the time, you don't get good sleep.
There've been studies, man, that say people that work the exact same amount of hours in the overnight, like, need more sleep than their day worker counterparts.
Yeah.
Like, it's just more exhausting.
You know, there's some people like, they can just sleep all day, but I was never one of them.
I have a hard time sleeping.
I would sleep a couple hours after I get done working all night, and then I'd be wide awake again, you know.
And then by the end of your shift, you're gonna be
And then you're super tired.
dragging,
Yeah. You know. And then you do that all the days until you get your days off again, and then you go back to the old schedule of going to bed at, 10 o'clock, whatever, and then, it's just...
For 2 days.
Yeah, for 2 days, yeah.
For 2 days,
It's just
maybe
a mess.
3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah, I don't like overnights. I don't
It
like
really,
overnights either.
it messes with your body, you know. And I think people are sick more, and, but then there's also the guys that, it doesn't bother them one bit.
There's guys that love working that
Yeah.
shift.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody around, it's quiet,
And then
peaceful.
and then when they go home, they can sleep a full 8-10 hours,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I never liked, like, you're doing work, I did factory work, like, overnight, like, warehousing work stuff. And, like, the thing that got me the worst was, like, okay, there's no trucks going out on the 4th of July. So you don't have to work on the night of the 3rd of July because there's no trucks to load. But the trucks are going out on the 5th of July.
Right, yeah.
So about the time everybody's headed out to the lake to go light off fireworks.
You gotta go to work.
Yeah. Yep. Or like, same thing, Christmas.
Yeah.
You don't work Christmas Eve because there ain't no trucks going out Christmas Day, but somebody's gotta load them trucks out to go the day after Christmas.
Right, no,
It's like,
I know.
man, my lady's not gonna like this.
Yeah. Well, you can't blame them.
No, you can't.
Everybody else gets to be home, and
Right. They must be busy.
you know what? Every day we're busy. There's
Yeah.
always something going on,
Oh.
you know? It's not like it was, even say 5-6 years ago. It's just, the town's gotten so much bigger and so many more people, and it's just gotten busy.
And crime likes crowds, man.
Yeah,
You know?
it does,
Crime don't like the cold, so it's a little better up here than it is.
and even
in
though,
other places.
even with the cold, even the winter's been getting busy too,
Yeah, that stinks. Definitely not the same town it was 20 years ago.
Oh, no, not even close.
And we used to run down here, like, when we were from, I'm from Larimore.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, if we were just going to town, we'd go to Grand Forks.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were feeling real froggy, we'd come down to Fargo, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, Fargo used to just be like, not that much different than Larimore, you know?
Right,
You could
yeah.
leave your car running, you
Right,
could leave
yeah.
your front doors unlocked
Yeah.
and shit, and
You don't wanna do that anymore, and
hell no.
next thing you know, your car's gone,
well, yeah, there was that one a couple of years ago, that little Asian couple that left their car running and their baby got kidnapped
Yep.
in their flipping
Yep.
minivan. I was like,
Yeah, right over on, Main Avenue over
yeah,
there.
I was like, wow, man, like, just ran inside to give your husband his lunch or whatever,
Right.
give him a kiss real quick,
Right.
that fast.
Yep.
Flipping, yeah, it's just not the same time it was 15 years ago.
Detectives repeatedly walk Will through the narrow window between Savannah's disappearance and his arrival home, stressing that the math doesn't work for his account. This is an application of cognitive load theory, where forcing a suspect to reconcile a rigid timeline against their own story consumes mental resources needed to sustain a fabricated narrative, increasing the likelihood of self-contradiction. Brooke Cruz, the primary suspect who admitted to killing Savannah Graywind and cutting her baby from her womb, pleaded guilty in December 2017 to conspiracy to commit kidnapping, conspiracy to commit murder, and lying to law enforcement. In February 2018, a Cass County judge sentenced her to life in prison without the possibility of parole for conspiracy to commit murder, 20 years for conspiracy to commit kidnapping, and 163 days for giving false information to authorities, the maximum sentence available, which the judge justified by citing the predatory and cruel nature of the crime. Her co-defendant and boyfriend, William Wilhone, was convicted at trial as a co-conspirator in the kidnapping and murder and was originally sentenced to life in prison as well. However, he was re-sentenced in 2019, receiving a reduced sentence of 20 years behind bars for his role in the case.